What will you experience at a Knock'em Dead comedy murder mystery show? Suspense, excitement, love, more love, violence. Well, not really. And, of course, some music. Knock'em Dead Comedy is the #1 murder mystery troupe, entertaining thousands of people for over 20 years.
You have a great night or what? Good.
Their hilarious murder mystery shows are full of audience interaction from beginning to end that will keep you laughing all night long. Their shows are not to be missed. Knock'em Dead Comedy's murder mystery themes include a mob show, a redneck wedding, a high school reunion, a family reunion with a luau theme, or your own custom show.
Johnny, you have a good time tonight or what?
Had an awesome time.
All right. She had a great time. KDC, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, all right.
Fundraisers, private parties, corporate events, restaurants, and more. Contact Knock'em Dead Comedy for your event today.
The Knock'em Dead Comedy Radio Show also brought to you by Two Eagles Auto Body. For more than 25 years, Two Eagles Auto Body has been the leader in auto body repairs and customer satisfaction on Long Island. Two Eagles Auto Body handles every type of auto repair, from custom applications and restorations to repairs involving insurance claims. So call Two Eagles Auto Body and ask for John Rossi at 516-328-2527.
Hey Tony, you're not funny, and you probably shit yourself a lot, and you're no fun to be with, and you don't make that much money, and you're not going anywhere in show business, and I hope you get hit by a bus, and
Your mama is so ugly, when she look out of the window, she got arrested for mourning. Your mama.
Okay. All right, don't talk about my mom again, okay?
Let me tell you something. Your mama, she's so stupid, she thinks that Manuel Labor is the name of the president of Mexico. Your mama is so dumb, she thinks that Kidney Stones is a Rolling Stone tribute band.
Goots, I'm serious. You're starting to cross the line. Don't talk about my mother again, all right?
Your mama is so fat that when she holds ass, she got to take 3 trips.
Goots, are you serious? Okay, Gagoots. You win. You can talk about my mom anytime you want, man.
That's right, I win. That's all right. That's so nice.
How?
That's so nice.
You wanna listen in as the show begins. You're telling all your friends the party never ends. Knock 'em dead. Knock 'em dead. Comedy show. They suck.
Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday. Welcome to the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Show here on Gov's Comedy Club podcast, here on the Twitch channel. Thanks for joining us. You see the graphic right above my head there. Please share the show on all your socials. Follow this page, like this page, subscribe to this page, make love to this page. Do whatever you got to do to this page. And tell everybody you know about all the great shows here at Gov's Comedy Club podcast. Just like this one and all the shows on the YouTube channel. Like Steve Squared last night, The Wirt last night. Good Times, Bad Times tonight. Good Times, Bad Times returns tonight. It's been a few weeks. Probably been like a month. But they'll be live tonight. Joey Petroni, Chris Williamson, and Rob White. That's a good show right there. Followed by Hershey and the Keegs at 9 o'clock. That's a good show right there. Lots of great comedy tonight here on Gov's Comedy Club podcast on the YouTube channel tonight. Of course, Circling the Drain tomorrow. Why You Like This tomorrow night. Conversations on Friday. Live from Governor's Green Room returns this Saturday. We will be here this Saturday, Don and I. And then next week, right? Next week, the following week is Easter. So we won't be here that weekend. But then the following weekend, I know I'll be here for Green Room Show. I don't know. I'll have to discuss that with Don. But I've already been talking to some comedians about being in here. So it's going to be fun. Good morning, Jeff Bosey. Good morning. I have a feeling we're not going to see Hugh Murray today. Usually when I post, Tuesday mornings about the show, he usually likes it and shares it and all that stuff, and I did not see that today. The guy works at night. When he was here last week, he was here on 2.5 hours sleep. That's how dedicated he is. And I even said to him, I said, you don't have to do that. That's crazy. So I have a feeling the poor guy is sleeping. He works hard. He's sleeping. So my guess is that we're not going to see him. That's my guess. Of course, I want to see him. And I'd love it if he showed up late. In time for Tuesday Trivia, which is coming up in just a little while. That's why I figured I'd wear this shirt. I figured it fits for today's show. Bosey, is that your fault? Is that your fault for giving in the option? LOL. I have no idea. Is that your fault? All right, so let's see if we can figure out what Bosey said. Is that your fault for giving him the so it's my fault that I gave him the option of showing up or not? Is that what he's trying to tell me? I don't know. I just don't know. So thanks for joining us today. So I guess you just stuck with me. We'll get to the trivia in a little bit. I guess we got a few things to talk about. I did want to mention quickly. You know what? I'm going to skip that. So lots of great stuff going on here at Governor's. Don and I said we want to make sure we get in here this weekend for Green Room Show because Jim Florentine is going to be here at the club Friday and Saturday. Jim Florentine, one of my personal favorites. One of my personal favorite comedians, and one of my favorite guests that we've ever had in here. He did the Green Room show with us once, and he was great. Gracious with his time, just had a lot of fun. He's done Donversations. If you recall, Jim Florentine is the one. He did Donversations, and then he said to Don towards the end of the show, "So you're the one that used to write for Good Times Magazine," and that was like 20 years ago. So we were just shocked that Jim remembered Don. So looking forward to him. Jim, he was with Crank Anchors, that metal show. I think he did a little bit with Stern. So he's been around quite a bit. So he's playing the club this weekend. Mike Keegan, Kathy Arnold, Laura Patton, Jen Snortland, Allison Persky, Pete Bergen. They're in the Giggle Room this weekend. There's a General Hospital thing going on this weekend. Erica Rhodes is playing, I think, the Brokers, I believe it is. Paul Ilya playing the Maguires. Andrew Fremder, I wonder if when he has a close call, he says, Hugh. See, the problem with being by myself is that I read every comment because, I'm trying to fill the time. And, I see that one. So my voice is still not back. I was screaming in pain the other day. I mentioned it yesterday to you guys on the air that I couldn't do Friday show because I had stump pain. And I was yelling, motherfucker! So my voice is still not back. Plus Knock'em Dead Comedy had a full weekend. We had a game show on Saturday and a murder mystery Sunday. And I hosted the game show Saturday, so I did a lot of talking. I do too much talking. Nobody wants to hear this much of me. But, so I did a 2-hour game show. It was mostly trivia, and that was a long time to do trivia, and it was only not even 20 people. It was a private event. And I went into this thing like, how the hell am I going to do this for 2 hours? But they were a fun bunch. We had a good time. We did some other games, too, like we did Name That Tune. We did a few other things. Bosie, I am so cheap, I have to get a new phone. You think a new phone will be able to decipher your voice to text? It doesn't understand when I talk, but then again, no one understands when I talk. Yeah, right, as I'm right now talking about the weekend. So it was a busy weekend. We had a great show. Great shows this weekend with the game show. But 2 hours of hosting, mostly a trivia night. That's a long time. And then Sunday, the murder mystery at 317 Main. I think it was at least 100 people. I'm thinking more like maybe 150. Jeff, what would you think? What would you say? 150? Fremder, I think my phone's broken. Whenever I hit the home button, for some reason I'm still at work. Oh my goodness. I don't know why I'm laughing at that. So, we had a great show Sunday. Great crowd. It was really a good time. We'll be back at 317 Main on April 23rd, but that one is sold out, just like the one we just did this weekend. Sold out. But keep checking with 317 Main. They're going to bring us back in the fall for more dates. That Meatball Place will be there May 10th. We'll be there in August. We'll be there in November. We have a show in Amityville, April 22nd. Yeah, I'm doing another game show April 21st in Mastic. April 22nd, we're doing a murder mystery in Amityville. And, so that's a busy weekend. Lots of cool stuff. There was definitely between 125 and 150. Thank you, Jeff. That comment I understood. So, go to Knock'em Dead Comedy and check out our full schedule and get information on how you could hire us for your affair, whether it's a fundraiser or a private event, a corporate event, or you have an establishment and you just want to bring people in. Just like Governors does with all these great comedians. Go to govs.com and check out the full schedule and make some reservations. So like I said, this Saturday we're going to be doing the Green Room, and then we're going to skip Easter weekend. Then I'll definitely be back here. I hope Don is too. April, what would that be, the 15th. There's a comedian out of Philly? Well, the Pennsylvania area named Jay Yoder. He was in here once with us. I think it was a Green Room show that he was here. He's going to be here at the Giggle Room that night. So we're going to have him back. So it's going to be fun. I should get the award, says Fremder, for best listener of an hour-and-a-half podcast, Monday through Friday, except Wednesday, of an hour-and-a-half of my life that I'll never get back. You definitely deserve something. Something. Sometimes we just have those days where we don't get a lot of people chiming in. We got a decent amount of people. Oh, okay, I was wrong. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody, here at the Knock 'em Dead Comedy Show. Please share the show on your socials. We appreciate it. I have to spend some time on Twitch and find some shows to raid. But please, let's get more comments. It's showing that there's a decent amount of people watching. So say hi in the comments. Say hi. Let me know you're here. And we're going to be playing Tuesday Trivia soon. And Tuesday Trivia involves you guys putting your answers in the comment thread, especially since I don't have anybody in here with me today. So it'll be a very quick trivia if I don't have many people giving us their answers. Right now, I only see, only Fremder and Bosie are commenting, and they're not smart. So we need smarter people to join in for Tuesday Trivia. Bosie, what I need to know is who still holds the crown, or is there a championship on the thumb wrestling? Kirsten, there she is. Kirsten, sorry I haven't watched lately. Combined positions at work. Well, I don't know. Yeah, well, she writes ugh, so I guess that's not a good thing. Well, at least you're busy. Busy is good. No need to apologize, Kirsten. I never expect anybody to watch. I understand people have lives and have things to do, especially in the middle of the day when the show airs. So, of course, I'm appreciative and I want numbers, but I get it. But thanks for saying hi. I'm glad you're here, and I hope things are okay at work. Fremder says he won the thumb wrestling. I do believe Fremder is the champ. Fremder, did you thumb wrestle? Who did you thumb wrestle? Just Jeff or Andy too? I don't think you thumb wrestled Don. Yeah, we got to get back on the thumb wrestling thing. I was going to forfeit because of your crusty thumbs, but I still hung in there. Who, me? My thumbs aren't crusty. My butt crack. No, I'm kidding. My pinky is crusty. It's getting better. It's getting better from when I crushed it that day. Kirsten, I enjoy watching your show. Thank you, Kirsten. Kirsten's the best. It was. Oh, Jeff had the crusty thumbs. Yeah. Yeah, because his thumbs are in bad places. So, yeah, I give you credit for even making contact with him. But did you thumb wrestle Don yet? Yeah, I got to continue. Saturday for Green Room. I'm going to do some thumb wrestling. I almost said some wrestling. Maybe we'll get Jim Florentine to thumb wrestle. Not enough sanitizer in the world. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, friend. You will have to go to the doctor regularly to make sure you didn't catch something from Hosey Bozy. So, we got Tuesday Trivia coming up. All right, so let's see. What do we got today? Oh, so yesterday I had a lot of fun. We had a good show yesterday with Vicky Remical Grimm. She's not a comedian or any. She sings. She enjoys singing, but she's not a performer or anything. She's just an old friend and a fan of the show and a fan of our murder mysteries and whatnot. She's just a fun person. She sat right there. She was a lot of fun. We had a good time yesterday. Thanks for checking that out. But it turned out yesterday was World Theater Day, which I didn't even know until probably this morning. It's weird, social media. Sometimes I think these days, these special days are just like, World Theater Day, National Sons Day, National Pet Day, National this, National that. Sometimes I think they're silly. But, I got to tell you, I do enjoy going on social media and then seeing everybody's pictures. National Daughters Day, and they post pictures of their daughter. National Pet Day, you see their dogs. Dana McAllister is watching. Hello, Dana. She says, sup. Sup, Dana. Dana tunes in on Tuesdays because she likes to look at Hugh. Hugh's not here. Have not heard from him. I just hope that he's sleeping because he works nights. So, So when I say Hugh is not here, I don't mean you. I mean Hugh. So yeah, I do think these days are silly. This day, that day. But I do enjoy looking at people's pictures to celebrate whatever day it is. And I'll tell you, I'd rather look at that stuff than see somebody's political post or see somebody complaining about the world. You know, you're not going to change any. I don't think anybody's ever changed anybody's opinion on anything because they posted it on social media. So just shut up and post pictures of your dog or post pictures of, look at this. Look at this. I was wrong. I said I don't think we're going to see him today. I bet you he's sleeping because he's a hardworking man.
I showed up.
Dedication right there. How much sleep did you get?
5 hours.
Oh, all right, that's not bad.
Not too bad.
Not bad.
I woke up and my alarm went off and I was up and then I fell back asleep and I woke up 11:05 and I was like, fuck.
Oh my God.
I sent you a text. I was like,
oh, did
shit.
you? I didn't even see it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm running late. My bad.
And I've said it to you a million times. Don't ever kill yourself. It's always very much appreciated that you come in, but we get it. You're a hardworking man.
I'm sure there's plenty of people that want me to kill myself.
Well, there's plenty of people that want to see you here.
Yeah.
Dana McAllister tunes in on Tuesdays just to see you.
Dana's great. I heard she had a great show last night.
Oh, yeah, where?
I think she was at Alibi with Chris Roach and Brendan Ryan, a couple other people. I heard that went really well. I don't think maybe it was last night or the night before. So, yeah, she put that clip together. That was a good clip, right?
Oh, that's right. Oh, I forgot all about that. Thank you, Dana.
Yeah.
Dana posted that clip of us from our show last week. That's right.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was very cool of her. Yeah, she's all right. So a guy who works and then sleeps 5 hours, gets up 15 minutes ago, gets in here. How do you find out what happened at a comedy show the night? Well, all right, if it was 2 nights ago, but still, you're still working and stuff. Like you have that much of a grip on the comedy scene?
Yeah, I kind of know what everyone's doing. I pay attention. Yeah, I saw Travis Grant had a good. He wants to come in, by the way.
Oh,
Travis, yeah? I don't know. Do you know Travis?
I don't know Travis, of course. I know who he is. He's played here, all over the place. I would love to have him in here.
Yeah, I was talking to him the other day, and he had a good show with Keegan. He does it at some place in Merrick by him. He's like a Merrick guy. I know Keegan was there and someone else. But yeah, I pay attention to what people are doing, the shows they put on. And
how are you doing that? Are you just checking other comedians' pages? Are you going to Long Island comedy scene, or are you just are you a spy?
Yeah, I'm kind of a spy. Yeah, No, I talk to a lot of comics daily basis, and I try to keep up with what everyone's doing and who's booking shows, who's
okay. So it's all self-serving, basically.
Pretty much. I think that's what we're getting at.
Let's see. I mentioned that yesterday was World Theater Day.
World Theater Day.
Have you ever done any type of acting, theater, anything? Porn?
Acting, I did do one thing for Joe Pontillo.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Did you ever see his little web series about
the evil
Hank
guy.
Eval doer?
Yes, I loved it actually.
Yeah, I had a small part in that where I was the robot strangler.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, he posted the clip recently to Instagram. It was actually doing surprisingly well.
Oh, really?
And he messaged me. He's like, I don't know why people keep watching your clip.
I gotta get Pontillo back in here. He's funny, and I enjoyed that little show. Les Deegan played the mayor or something.
Yeah, Les Deegan was there. he was great as the mayor. Yeah, but it was funny. It was
And who'd you have to strangle?
Well, I didn't end up strangling anyone, but I always thought it was funny. It was I didn't know if I was a robot who strangled people or someone who tried to strangle robots.
Ah, good point. Yeah,
and it was kind of funny. But yeah, the clip right now has 5,764 likes.
Wow.
On Instagram, and
you must have played your robot strangler with
Conviction.
Yeah, I was definitely pretty young, but it was my acting debut.
Nice.
But other than that, I never did any
okay.
theater. I tried improv like once or twice. It really wasn't for me. No, but it was.
I'm surprised because you're quick. I would think you would enjoy it.
It was enjoyable, but it's not something that I would like pursue often. But yeah, no, I nothing really came up with the acting. Like I know, again, like Travis, like he's always doing something.
Oh, is that right?
In that regards,
Oh.
yeah, he's had a couple, I don't even know what they call it. I don't know like the acting terms, but like he's
A role?
Yeah, I guess like roles, but I don't know if they're like shorts or like
okay.
like projects. Like I know he works with like a team of like film students and stuff.
Oh, really?
And, yeah, and they
right.
kind of. So it was always something like interesting that I would pursue, but I never really got into it.
I'm going to friend him right now.
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I've
Yeah?
been talking to him a lot lately, and
Oh, we're already friends. How do you like
Yeah.
that? I didn't even know that. All right, so I'll reach out to him later and tell him
yeah,
to
he
get
said
in.
he
here.
wants to come down.
All right, yeah. Maybe I'll see if he can come in next Tuesday with you.
Yeah, he's a funny guy, man.
Cool. Fremder says Hugh always sounds like he just woke up.
That's probably because I always am just waking up.
Fremder says Theater Day. The two men that sat in the theater that have two things in common are Abe Lincoln and the guy sitting in front of Pee Wee Herman because they both got shot in the back of the head. Right. So I was mentioning that it was. I was mentioning how social media, how they. Fremder says I would do improv if my jokes improved. Yeah, but with improv, you don't have to tell your bad jokes. You have to respond to what's going on. So you actually might be pretty good at it, Fremder. You might be because you could probably come up with, even if it's not that funny though, at least you're keeping the scene going, which is a good thing too.
Yeah.
So I actually could see Fremder doing that.
I saw like my ex-girlfriend, like pre-COVID, she was part of an old female improv troupe.
Oh,
so
does that involve making out?
It never really did, and that's kind of why I stopped showing up. But they seemed like they were having fun with it. Like they practiced a lot, and that's kind of something that like I wasn't used to. But I guess I would compare it to like going to open mics. But like they would basically practice like once a week, and then have like one show a month.
Wow.
And I was like, that's like a lot of time to really keep practicing improv.
But you got to keep those chops going, and because I've seen a lot of ever since Whose Line Is It Anyway blew up. What was it, like 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Then there were a million troops or groups that thought they could do that stuff, and it was freaking awful.
Right.
So it's not an easy thing, and you gotta there's a lot to learn. In fact, in Chicago, where Second City came from, there's several different improv schools out. Well, in the city too.
Yeah, there's a bunch.
UCB and whatnot.
Yeah, UCB. That's where like Amy Poehler got her start. Yeah.
Right.
So it always looked like interesting to me, but I don't know. I feel like there's not a lot of improv on Long Island.
There's one guy in particular, John Dorsick. He teaches improv at a few different places on the island, and he's fantastic. He's coming here a lot. He's done murder mysteries with me. He's fantastic. But we did twice here at Governor's, tried to have him come in here to teach an improv class here. We figured comedy club improv kind of makes sense. But we didn't get big responses, so the classes never happened. But it's definitely not as big as it was again 20 some odd years ago when Whose Line Is It Anyway blew up.
Yeah, I always watched that show as a kid, and it looked funny.
I loved it.
I liked it. It's not like I'm. There's a lot of comedians that I think tend to rip on improv, in improv troupes. Like it's kind of almost like a rivalry.
Is that right? You think?
I always thought so. Like like comedians kind of think they're like a little bit better.
Well, I can understand that
than the improv.
Well, you guys are coming up with. You guys are setting the stage. You guys have to set it, and you have to do it by yourselves. Where improv is working off. I mean, people yell. They give them the premise and whatnot, and they have to think at the top.
off the cuff, but
Right.
you can, but it's, you can make it fun. You can make anything funny, or you can take something. You take a premise that they yell at you, and you can take it anywhere you want and work together to make it funny. Where a comedian has to come up with the premise, build it up, build the energy, build the humor, and just So
Right.
I would say stand-up comedian has it a little tougher, but I don't know. I'm surprised. I don't know. To say that there's competition, I don't see it that way. But yeah, that's weird. But so with World Theater Day, I was saying just as you were walking in, I do think having all these days on social media, like World Theater Day and
Right.
National Pet Day, National Daughter Day.
Yeah.
I do think they're a little silly, but I'd rather see stuff like this than somebody ranting and raving about politics or carrying on about this one's trans and this one. Who cares? Just shut up. Nobody ever changes anybody's mind on social media.
Yeah. I think those days, like, sometimes they're silly. I don't always post about.
Oh, I
them,
know. I hardly ever.
But I think for the most part, like, it gives someone, like, everybody something to post about.
Right.
Right.
And I'd rather see like I saw a picture, Marissa posted the other day, a picture of her and her son.
Yeah.
I actually did. I looked at it. I was like, man, like the kid, nothing against the boy's father, but because you're with them now, and I'm like, man, the boy looks like he could be your son.
Yeah. It is funny. Because like we actually like. He had his hair done up the same, and I think his older sister said something along those lines.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And he's a cute kid, but like, So
you're saying he's cute because I said he looks like you?
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, yeah, basically, it's all self-serving, is what we're finding out here today. But yeah, I think when you get like these little hashtags on Facebook, it's like. You always get the people that post about it, and then the people that like post like, "Oh, why are you posting about this?" That kind of like push back a little bit. But like you said, like, I'd rather listen to or read someone's post on World Theater Day than like have to keep hearing about like the new school shooting,
Exactly.
And stuff like that. It's like social media can kind of be like really depressing because when people talk politics, they never talk about like we're in such a great shape as a country, like they never like are. Yeah, we're so happy that this is happening. It's always something so negative.
Yep.
And like what needs to change, and I feel like they harp on that like constantly, and that's why I don't like to talk politics at all, because it's just like they just list everything that people are doing wrong, not what people are doing right.
Yep.
At all. So it's like I'd rather see like, oh, what does your dog look like?
It's true. It's I mean, and not to minimize a school shooting like yesterday. It's terrible, and there's definitely a problem that needs to be fixed. But but I don't know. Like it always becomes something like a school shooting. Always becomes politicized, or just or they never get anywhere, and. I don't know. I mean, you like to think that elected officials will do something, but for whatever problems we have. But like you said, every day with it, I'd much rather, look at people's dogs. Even the food posts that so many people do. I don't get it. I don't understand why people post pictures of their food, but I'd rather see that than a bunch of people fighting over something stupid.
Yeah, it happens too often, and it's like negative. It's like, I feel like the food posts were like a lot bigger like a few years ago.
Right.
But like,
so that was a bad example? I'm sorry.
No, well, like Instagram, but I still see people doing it, and it's like sometimes when I see it, I'm like, oh, I need to try that restaurant out.
There you go.
Like when people post about politics, I'm not like, oh, I need to vote differently.
Right. I need
like,
to check out that guy.
No one, and that's what I realized on Facebook. Like I used to get into like arguments with people, and stuff like that. Like kind of adding my 2 cents, and then I stopped because it's just like, even if you are just 100% right, like you have a flawless argument, you're not changing anyone's mind.
Absolutely right,
and you're just driving yourself insane.
Right,
and if you get into it with someone who is basically bored, like you're just going to drive yourself crazy, and you're just going to keep going back and forth, and there's really no end to the argument. But so it's like I like seeing like, oh yeah, World Theater Day, like who,
Well, right.
I've been
yeah.
to a couple like Broadway plays and stuff like that, and it's cool. It gives you like a chance to talk about something that you might not normally
right.
be
Or
thinking about.
I saw one guy posted a picture of, he's a local actor, so he posts photos of some theater that he's done.
Right.
And even that, I'm looking at. First of all, I just found it, like, took an interest in checking out the photos, see what he's done.
Yeah.
So right there, I like the post. But then you see, like, other people in the photos. You're like, oh, I worked with that guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that girl. And then you can have conversations with somebody. Oh, what was it like working with that guy? What was it like doing that theater or that particular show? Or,
Right.
hey, isn't that director a dick? And it's just much more. It's what the world is supposed to be, man. Like I always talk. Whenever I talk about social media, I always talk about how before social media, before you were born,
Right.
How it was. You can go outside and be at the fence talking to your neighbor. You can know the guy for 20 years, and politics never comes up.
Yeah, it was like kind of like a no-no,
It was kind of, yeah.
politics and religion, like it was
Right.
like personal stuff, like you don't talk about it. But yeah, I feel like my generation, like I'm about to be 37. So when I was in college, like I remember like MySpace starting up.
Right.
So like I was older, when social media started. So it's like I kind of remember the before times. Like when I was like a senior year in high school, like cell phones were like popping up, and
Right.
At that time, like you didn't even imagine like you would have an iPhone, even with like cell phones are out now. It was
Right.
like like it's just gonna be something you can call people with, like not like
Right.
a supercomputer.
And the fact that kids are walking around elementary schools with them now, it boggles my mind.
It's crazy. It is crazy that like 9-year-olds just have the same access to the internet that I do.
Right.
Right. And it's like you hope that they have like some sort of like innocence, but I know like probably by the time I hit like 5th, 6th grade, I was stop being like innocent. I started getting like curious and like trying to like look, you all of a sudden you find the Playboy channel on your illegal cable box when you're in 6th grade, and you start like, oh, what's that about? So when like the internet popped up, it was just like, it was definitely like a change of pace, and it's just like keeps getting younger and younger for them. But
Yeah, it's a little scary.
Yeah.
We used to, God, I mean, because I'm ancient, we used to have to, search, like the playground to find, in hopes that a magazine was blowing across the field, so we can find, and hope that it was a Playboy.
Yeah, because like it's weird with my generation, because I feel like we were like the first ones to get good with that stuff.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
Yeah, so like I was like a college kid, and that's kind of what you expect with like starts with like the new products and stuff. So it's like I think I remember like go in between classes, like going to the computer lab to like log on to MySpace. And then like Facebook came out, and it was just for college kids.
Right.
So at that time, you never saw people updating like their at the time it was like the wall,
right,
the Facebook wall, and I think there might have been status updates like pretty quickly after.
Yeah, and you couldn't post. Like, your status couldn't be a long paragraph. Remember, at the beginning, it was just Hugh Murray is, and you could only fill in the blank in the beginning of Facebook.
Yeah, and it was always kind of like more of a what you're doing or a mood. You didn't have a lot of like.
And everybody thought they were funny. Like, all like people with hacky senses of humor. All the frienders out there wrote horny.
Yeah, yep. There was a lot of that, and it was just interesting because you had to have a college email to get onto Facebook, so it was just like it was just like a crazier, like more chill place, because people were all kind of on the same page. Like, oh, here's a picture of me at a keg party, it was all like fun stuff. But it's like now, social media has just kind of turned into like a soapbox for everybody. Like, I need to get my opinion out there.
Everybody needs to know what I have to say.
Yeah, and sometimes it gets way too personal too.
Yes.
You know, like with those are always the most awkward like posts is when someone sent me a screenshot of someone from their high school like losing their mind over like the struggle they've had and like the court battles they're going through and like like drug problem stuff. It was like seriously like 6 paragraphs of like personal stuff that like I don't feel comfortable like talking about to like my best friend in person.
I just yesterday I saw somebody shared a video they saw on TikTok of this girl. Her forehead's on her dog, and she's weeping. This dog, I honestly couldn't tell if this dog was actually dead or not.
Oh my god!
Like I saw his eyelids move a little bit, like once or twice, but he was mostly just motionless. So I don't know if the dog was dying or if it was just like a little post-mortem thing.
Yeah,
but I don't know. And this girl was sobbing. So this dog, either the dog was dead or it's on its way out. And I said to myself, why would somebody, like, my dog is dying. Let me set up my camera.
Right.
Like, what?
Yeah. I never get those moments. Like I still find it funny like when someone just sees something like insane with that like perfect timing.
Right.
Like those crazy videos where it's just like, how did you have your camera out? Like, do people just walk around like this? Because I never like anytime something like crazy or like happens to me. First of all, like what you're saying is my first thought isn't let me get my camera.
Right.
Right. But like for the most part is like even when something just like magically happens, I'm like, who was filming?
Right.
Right.
Because
like I saw like someone sent me one where they were driving next to a truck, and the truck had like a big Captain Morgan, like I don't know if it was like plaster or what, but it was just like this big Captain Morgan statue. And like all of a sudden it just like the video starts and then the thing just falls and then Captain Morgan's like hanging out the back, like his head's dragging on the road. And it was like a funny video, but I was just like, what, how did you grab that?
Right. Right. I do the same thing. Like
it makes me think a lot of it's like set up.
Right. Well, I think a lot of those I was just talking about it with James last week. Because it's become a thing where, like heckling has become a big viral sensation. Or it goes even further where they're throwing something at the comic. I'm convinced that most of these are fake now. These are just, which I understand, but these comedians are just trying to get viral and get some attention. That part I understand. So I personally think that's what they're doing.
I always wondered that with like some certain heckles, like is it like a plant, like Andy Kaufman style?
Rodney did it too.
Yeah. Oh, Rodney did it. Yeah.
Rodney did it in his day. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's stories of comedians using like plants and from back in the day, but I mean I never really saw one in person. But like I noticed that there are like plenty of comedians that all they really are doing are posting like heckling clips.
Yeah.
And like, how do you get heckled that much? You know?
And again, same thing. I mean, I guess it's easier then to pull the phone out if you're an audience member on the other side of the room. You just pull your phone out. But
someone actually gave me the advice. I think it was like Terry McNeely or someone was saying like that's why you have to record every set for those like magic moments.
Right.
But like, still, I record, I don't know, 75% of my sets, and like I don't get heckled nearly as much. I think like the last one was that one from McGuire's. Yeah. Oh yeah, New Year's. Yeah, New Year's was bad, but I didn't end up recording that night. But I'm glad I didn't. Fuck. No, but like even when like the heckling is kind of like a little bit more fun and like you're playing with it,
right?
Like New Year's, like they were just kind of like mean. Like they just wanted to see me cry. That was it. Like they were just mean. But the one from McGuire's, like when I was first like kind of getting on stage again, I think I was doing a show from Mike Dillon or something, and like the guy's just like going back and forth with me, and it was kind of like a better heckling, like video rather than just someone like yelling at me and me getting like sad about it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, I would do improv if my jokes improve. All right, yeah, I read that already. Open mic used to be my stage name, says Fremder.
I can't wait to see the movie Constipation. It hasn't come out yet. The Notebook was a great movie, but I can never remember the ending. What? The Notebook was a great movie, but I can never remember the ending. Would you lose the last page of the Notebook? Is that the joke? I don't get it. People should post pictures of people posting pictures of dogs eating food. Okay. I'm not really into politics. However, I do love American women. I guess you can say I love my... Oh, Fremder. I didn't finish reading that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell if a man is going to be a provider by how many hours he spent in the bathroom growing up. And he's still horny. Yeah. Right. The Facebook post. Right. I've never been in Facebook prison because I save all my dumb shit for this show. Oh, and there's Liz Batapede saying hi. Hi, Liz. Hope you're well.
Hi, Liz.
Yeah, hope you're doing all right. Thanks for tuning in today. We're going to get to Tuesday Trivia really soon. There was one thing I did want to bring up before we get to it. Because you wear that Yankee hat, and it reminded me. Did you see this crazy play yesterday with the Phillies?
No.
I shouldn't even call it a play.
No, I did not.
Okay, so you wear the Yankee. So you're like into baseball, like currently and stuff? Okay, so you know they have new rules this year.
Yeah, that are kind of crazy.
A little nutty. Baseball... Sometimes I think baseball needs to just say, okay, let's go back to the beginning and just start all over again because they're
getting like a little too hands-on.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, we need to make the bases bigger and the pitch clock. And you know, the pitch clock I kind of get, like, you know, because that whole interaction between the pitcher and the batter where it's just like the pitcher's setting up for 10 minutes and the batter steps out of the box.
After every pitch, he's got to reset his gloves. Come on.
Gloves. It's insane. And he digs back in, and then the pitcher gets ready, and then he's taking like too long. It's like they're almost like trying to like psych each other out.
Yes.
And, you know, then all of a sudden the game goes 4 hours, you know, and you're like, you know, come on, I want to see the ending of this, but I got to get back to work or I got to, you know, go to bed, something like that. And
football's got it right. You know, it's, I mean, they have Monday night, Thursday night, but it's for the most part Sundays.
Yeah.
So any football fan, you know, can do everything they got to do during the week and set aside their Sunday to just sit back and watch their games, you know. They have good salary revenue sharing, you know, with all the teams, you know, by having the Super Bowl in different stadiums. They have a salary cap. You know, they do it right with football, and I think baseball needs to kind of take a lesson. But, yeah, so yesterday was Philadelphia. It's still spring training, so still exhibition. But I think it was Philly against Toronto, maybe? I forget. But either way, it was Philadelphia. The pitcher's on the mound.
Right.
You mentioned the pitch clock. Sure enough, he... I don't know, violated the pitch clock somehow, right? So he's in the windup. He's just about to throw. The umpire all of a sudden, you know, comes out from the box, puts his hands up. The pitcher's already in the wind, so he doesn't throw the ball, but he did the windup.
Right.
So he's a little pissed, right? So he's standing there, and so now everybody's resetting, and then now I think the pitcher just at this point just wants to bust the umpire's balls, right?
Yeah.
So he throws the ball away, he calls for a new ball. So now you got the catcher. The catcher's down in his position. He goes he holds his glove up.
Yeah.
Right? I just want to make sure I get this right. He holds the glove up. So assuming the umpire put the new ball in his mitt, and he'll throw it to the pitcher. But the ump throws it to the pitcher instead.
Right.
Okay, no problem. Catcher sets. The pitcher, I think, again, is pissed about the pitch clock thing, so he's busting the umpire's balls. Gets the new ball, feels it, chucks that one, calls for another ball again. Right?
Oh, God.
So now the catcher goes like this again, but he's not looking. He's looking at the pitcher holding his glove up, waiting for the ump behind him to put the ball down.
Yeah.
But it doesn't happen. So he brings his glove back. Meanwhile, again, he's not looking. So the umpire was going to put the ball into his glove, but he didn't know. He pulls his glove back. The ball now hits the ground and rolls away. Now the umpire's pissed. He goes to the catcher, throws him out of the game.
Oh my God!
Excuse me. Throws him out of the game. The catcher turns around. Real Muto, JD Real Muto, something like that. AJ Real Muto.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, with Philly,
yeah.
Big time catcher. He turns around. He's like, "What? What?"
Right.
Like he's in total shock. The umpire, and this, I am gonna put men on the spot here, like. And you see it in most sports. That's usually when fights happen in sports because men felt like they were shown up.
Right.
Like, you freaking
Yeah,
baby.
the ego gets involved.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
that's usually when fights happen. So, so the catcher got up. He's like, are you kidding me? And that's what the umpire's saying to him. You showed me up. You showed me up. You pulled your glove away. You guys trying to make me look bad because he goes, I wasn't looking. He goes, you threw the ball on the last one. He goes, so I thought you were doing it again. So he goes, I wasn't looking. And the umpire wouldn't have it. He said, no, you're out of here.
I don't like that about baseball where, like, the umpire, like, has just so much say over who gets tossed, you know? Because a lot of times it's just like, oh, what did he call you a bad name? You know, like, what are you doing? You're going to throw out the coach or the catcher for something so silly, and then it's going to affect the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And, it could just be how the ump is feeling or, like what his like you said, like if he gets shown up a little bit, then all of a sudden he's got to play his trump card. He's always got that card where it's just like, you're gone, see you later, and they could do that to anyone. But the baseball rules, it's just like it seems like micromanaging.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like
that's an interesting point. As far as like throwing people out and stuff, because it's happened so many times where an ump did make a bad call, or in this case, ridiculous thing, and the team suffers because that guy got thrown out for something.
Yeah,
I wonder if that would be something like football. You throw a flag down, and then maybe the batter gets a strike added or a strike taken away, or maybe a runner gets to advance to a base based on the an offense or something.
Yeah, I was trying to think of that. Like, what's the penalty when they violate the strike clock? I mean, the pitch clock.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So when he came out and like threw his hands up, I didn't even think of that yet. But like, I don't like how penalties in sports or like ump and referee like decision making can't be reviewed.
Right.
At this point we have the technology to get every call right. Why can't like a pass interference call go to New York and you watch it on the screen and the referee just has to like swallow his shit and be like, my bad,
right?
I made a bad call, but they'll never like say that. But like, can't they change their decision? Because like some of the pass interference penalties during the playoffs were not bad, and they affected the game and eventually like the Super Bowl and like it was like the playoffs and the Super Bowl. Those pass interference penalties were like, making and breaking games. And like the same goes for baseball, where the ump always has like final discretion over strikes and balls.
Yep.
But you can just view that on a computer now, and you don't even need that guy standing back there.
Well, yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Are you not concerned then about the human element?
Well, that's where I have the concern, is that the human element gets like affects the game too much,
right?
And it's like it's something like nice about that, but like I don't like. I always go like kind of like to my comedy style, like it's all funny or nothing is. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like we're just reviewing these plays once in a while. When the coach catches it or something, but so it's like either review everything or nothing, make it like a game of human element. And then it's kind of like the playing field is like square. It's all, it's even. But, if you're reviewing just, because then like, same with like football, like when a coach like throws the penalty flag, it's like you're only getting to review the stuff he's catching. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he only gets like one or two chances a game to do that.
Yep.
So it's like, well, what if I think in football, I think it's like, oh, you get two challenges, and if you're both right, you get a third or something, but it's still like with baseball, like, they have that little graphic with the strike zone, and they show you exactly where the pitch goes. Like, you could do that for every pitch, and like all you need, like you still have the ump back there, but you just have someone in his ear going strike, ball.
Yeah, I guess when it comes to professional sports where there's millions upon millions of dollars at stake, I guess it does make sense to do it that way. But I do miss the human element of it.
Yeah,
and like you said, it's either all or nothing. That's an excellent point. And yeah, They just haven't gotten it right yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's new. You know, you
Right.
You got to get like used to it, but you know.
All right, Fremder, I used to date a chick who was into sports. After the game one night, we went back to her place, and she took 2 knees. Carol Miner, hi, Carol. It sounds like the ump needs a hug. Fremder, when I watch women's boxing, I need a few tissues. Carol, can't wait for the new rules during the ball game. Yeah, I hear you. Carol just gets better and better. I didn't know Carol. I didn't know you were into... Well, actually, I think I did know you were into baseball. But Dana, human element is what makes it fun. You may as well have AI baseball players. Hugh, she singles you out. You may have AI baseball players, Hugh.
Well, I'm all for some robot baseball.
Well, you're the robot strangler.
Yeah, that's me.
So I'm not sure if Dana's yelling at you. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like that's what I'm saying though. Like I'm down for the human element. You know, like I'm all for it. I think it is a fun part of the game, but I just don't like that some calls get like reviewed and then it kind of takes away from that human element. Like we should either be trusting the refs and the umpires and everybody to call the game properly.
Yeah.
Which you see in soccer oftentimes. It's not a great policy.
True.
The people getting paid off and whatever. And then the flip side is just like. Otherwise you just go to the computer more often, and then you get the game called right. And it's like it's fair either way,
right?
Right. And that's kind of what my point is like just make it fair. I just don't think like when the game's on the line, a ref makes a pass interference call, and then it's not allowed to get reviewed because the NFL's like, no, we stand by our refs,
right?
Right. But then the same thing with baseball. It's like you can't review balls and strikes, but like what if that's like the most important game, the umpire got it wrong,
right?
And
on the ninth, 3-2,
yeah,
Shit.
and it's like if that call like affects the game so much, like why can't it be reviewed? Why can it only be certain things?
And it would make the problem in baseball anyway. It would probably make the game go faster because instead of arguing and demanding a check on the call, like you just have it automatically done, so it's done. That's it. So Carol. So Dana says she misunderstood. Carol, you're in trouble. I am a sports girl. Texas Rangers with DeGrom. Gonna be good. Yeah, DeGrom's gonna get hurt by July, and he's gonna be hurt most of the time he's down there. I give it 3 years, and they release him. And then he's going to play 1 more year baseball because he's too injured, and that last year will be with the Mets. Yeah, I'm calling it. I've said that before in here. I say it again. 3 years tops with Texas. It's a bust. He ends up back on the Mets because that's what the Mets do. They bring back players who are past their prime.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Real quick on baseball before we get to trivia.
Sure.
You see the new Yankees kid that just made the roster, Volpe?
The shortstop?
Yeah.
Yes. He looks good.
Yeah, he looks good. It was like a cute little thing I saw on social media, though. Like he was standing there as a kid with Derek Jeter's autograph.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it was like a cute little picture of him like Yankee Stadium like so long ago. I always like to hear stories like that about the Yankees, and
yep.
And the players, and because like
it's just Yankees.
Yeah, fuck
sorry.
everyone else,
Well, I enjoy the video of Ted Williams watching Mike Piazza in a batting cage when Mike Piazza was like 16 years old.
Oh, really?
Oh, you've never seen that?
No.
Yeah, because Piazza's father was friends with Lasorda,
right?
And so Lasorda managed to get the Piazzas had a batting cage in their backyard. So Mike would be out there, and there's video. They actually got Lasorda set up where Ted Williams came to the house.
Yeah.
And he stands there, and he's watching Piazza in the batting cage. And the kid's got a good swing. Oh, he's got a good stance. Oh, yeah, I like what I'm seeing here. That stuff, I love that stuff, too.
Yeah, that's always cool to like see that they like make it, to that next level. But, yeah, no, I think like Judge had a cool story like that. And I think Volpe's from like Jersey or something. So it's always like nice to see like the local guys, not because like the Yankees always get the bad rep that it's like they just buy their players, and I feel like everybody does that these days,
Yes.
but it was like the Yankees were like the first and probably abused that like for so long when George Steinbrenner was running
George
the
was
team.
a genius.
Yeah, and he would just go out and get what he wanted,
That's it.
and they had like the super team or whatever. So it's like when you see the homegrown kids, like the Jeters and stuff like that, where it's just like they come up through the farm system and they've been a Yankee fan like their whole life, and then they finally make it. I like those feel good stories.
Did you watch that Jeter miniseries on ESPN? Was that like last year?
I didn't.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, it was good.
It's really good. One of the best documentaries I've ever seen.
Is it like one of those 30 for 30s?
No, it's like it's
like
a 7-part series.
Wow.
Yeah. But it's him. It's Jeter. I mean, and they ask him about everything.
Oh, wow.
Stuff he's never even talked about in public. It's all out there, and it's fantastic. And now they got this one coming out with Reggie Jackson.
Oh, that's cool.
I want to see that. That's going to be good.
Yeah.
He was nuts. And he was just on Stern the other day to promote it. And Stern asked him about women. He's like,
of course.
Yeah. And he's like, was it hard for you to maintain a marriage being you were such a superstar? And he said flat out, oh yeah. He goes, I cheated.
Yeah.
All the time. And Stern was like, well, when you have all that fame and you have this, you have all these people coming at you, all this money. Reggie says, no. And he goes, no. He goes, I'm not going to shift the blame anywhere else. He goes, it was me.
Right.
He goes, yes. He goes, I had opportunities, and it was me that chose to take it. He goes, I cheated on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Like he was owning it. And you got to respect
cool
that.
He would, own up to that. But I think Stern was kind of giving him like an out. Like, it's like understandable that you did it. And he's like, I don't want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
That's always, I think Stern did the same thing. Like he cheated on his wife, right? Like his.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't follow all that closely,
but
did.
The
first one.
Yeah, one, the one with like his kids.
Right, Allison. He probably did. I mean, same thing. You got, but in the '90s when he was like, it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
How do you
calling him Mr. October?
Yeah. No, I was talking about Stern.
Oh yeah.
Like
same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, same thing. Definitely same thing. So yes, that's coming out. Liz Batapie says, "Let's go Yankees." Dana says, "Baseball players on steroids equals good baseball."
Yeah, again, like same thing with that. Like, just let them all do it. Let's have fucking 500 home runs a game. Like let them all be juiced out of their skull. It would be good baseball.
If they want to juice, right? If they want to be stupid, go ahead.
Yeah, like either like legalize it or come down so hard on the guys that are doing it that no one else does it.
Right.
It's like
Right.
that is just like the fairness of it. That's I feel like that affects the game.
Yep. Carol's threatening me. She was them fighting words, and she's got the thumb. Oh, all right. Well, I'll
punch
fight.
Emoji.
Yeah, but that's all right. I'll wrestle with Carol. When my wife and I watch baseball, her favorite part is the 7th inning stretch. I would think that'd be your favorite part because you get to watch her stretch. I'm a Yankee fan when I have some time alone. Oh, my goodness. Yes, Volpe is a Jersey guy. Definitely wasn't hard for him to maintain. Those players have so much temptation thrown in their face. Yeah, and it's not just players. It's anybody who, especially young guys who get any kind of fame and fortune.
Yeah.
There's look at Darryl Strawberry. Well, again, that's a player, but anybody. You can think of musicians, actors, so many people that get all that success at such a young age. They don't know how to handle it. But, and Jeter even says in that documentary.
You know who doesn't get it? Comedians. There's no one after the show that's just like, oh, that joke about, all your childhood trauma? Oh, that really turned me on. It doesn't work like that.
It's happened to me twice in 26 years of doing murder mysteries.
Yeah.
I've had women come up to me twice. I really loved what you did tonight. That was a lot of fun. And they were like totally hitting on me. I was like, hey,
yeah.
Whoa.
I caught that vibe like once or something, and it didn't really lead to anything.
Well, plus, it was Keegan.
Yeah, it was Keegan.
But Jeter says that in the documentary. He goes, thank God. He goes, when I really blew up, he goes, thank God there weren't cell phones yet.
Oh yeah.
He actually says that.
Yeah, I think everybody that got all shady in the early days is just like, because like I even am like that. Like, you know, like all these, like, you get these videos of just like kids like embarrassed, and like their parents are doing it. Like, and it's just
Right.
like an embarrassing thing where they're like crying over something like silly. It's just like, oh, I'm so glad that I don't have any of those videos up
Right.
there where it's like, especially something that like goes viral when you're like a kid, and it's just like, I'm never going to live this down. Like,
Right.
I have to deal with this my entire life. I was 5 years old when it was recorded.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Dana says that's how she got all of her dates, because of daddy issues. All right. Good to know. All right. It's time. It's a little after 12. We're going to get down to the Tuesday trivia. Thank you, guys. Glad you guys are all here today. So, yeah, it is time for some Tuesday trivia. The way this works, I'm going to ask some random trivia questions. You guys are going to answer in the comment thread. And I'm going to ask a bunch of questions. Hugh's going to answer them as well. I do not give the answers out until all the questions have been asked. Then I go back, ask them again. I read everybody's answers. And then I tell you the real answer. There's no prizes. There's no nothing. It's all for fun. And it gives me an opportunity to make fun of you all. Fremder, I used to play Little League until one day I went to catch a fly. The sun got my eye. The ball hit me right in the face, and I shit my pants. I'm wondering if that's a true story. I don't know. All right. So, and I don't see Andy Plajanos watching today, so we can't steal our correct answers from him. So, yeah, Carol says, Fremder, that's too much information. All right. Question number 1. Which parenting guru doctor wrote Baby and Child Care? Famous doctor known for talking about baby care and all that stuff. Very famous doctor.
I don't know any of these people.
Very famous doctor.
I'll say Dr. Ruth.
Dr. Ruth, that's a good one.
Isn't she like a sex therapist?
Yes. In which city is the Metropolitan Opera?
New York City.
What is the capital of the state of Mississippi?
Oh, Mississippi. Fuck, I feel like I should know this. I can't even think of one city in Mississippi.
Right. Well, there's a Mississippi city, isn't it? I think there is. But that's not the answer.
No, it's definitely not. I'm trying not to look at the chat right now. All right, skip that one.
All right, skipping.
I'm going to cheat if I do it.
For which 1990s movie did Sigourney Weaver shave her head?
G.I. Jane.
Sigourney Weaver. She's hot. Still looks good to me. I just saw a movie she just did. It was good. She still looks good to me.
I'm dumb.
What is a schroff an expert in? SHROFF. Schroff.
A schroff.
Multiple choice question.
Okay.
A schroff is an expert at measuring earthquakes, at testing coins, or testing mushrooms.
I'm going with testing mushrooms. Because when I heard schroff, I was like, oh, that has to do with something with cheese. So I figured it's something with food or something.
All right. True or false? Bob Barker. Remember Bob Barker?
Yep.
True or false? He is an American Indian.
American Indian.
True or false?
I'm going to say true. He beat up Happy Gilmore.
That was hilarious. The Price is Right, bitch. And Happy Gilmore. Oh, that's the golf one. What's the other? Billy Madison, where he goes to school.
Yeah, yeah.
That dodgeball scene cracks me up every time I see it.
Oh, yeah.
He's
so
nailing those
funny.
little fuckers right in the face with a dodgeball.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I
That
laugh.
must have been a great scene to act. Just get all
absolutely.
your aggression out.
Imagine being the parents, though, watching that.
Yeah.
All right, so we talked earlier about kids having iPhones and stuff in school and how you were even saying who thought that these things would make a phone call on.
Yeah.
Well, what year did Apple release the iPad? What year?
The iPad. I'm going to say it's either 2009 or 2010.
Next question. Just for you. Name the man who helped Stan Lee create Spider-Man.
Oh, this is a tough one. So it's probably... I'm going to say Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby.
I thought I didn't know if you were going to say another name.
Yeah. Oh, see, Andy said the other name that I was thinking.
Oh, Andy's here. All right. Hi,
He
Andy.
popped in.
There he is. Okay.
It was either one of the two. It was either Dicko or Kirby.
All right. Who farts more, carnivores or vegetarians?
See, I think you would think it was carnivores, but I'm saying vegetarians because of that whole political agenda that cows fart too much and are
Right.
ruining the environment.
All right, last question. Because of the legend that grew surrounding its alleged hugeness, the penis of what American gangster came to be housed at the Smithsonian Institute? Is it Capone? Is it Dillinger? Is it Babyface Nelson? Or Clyde Barrow?
I think it's Capone because he had syphilis, right?
I think he did, actually, yeah. I'm just, no matter who it is, I'm just surprised they actually have it in the Smithsonian.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Let me scroll back to the beginning of your answers. Okay. Question number 1. Which parenting guru doctor wrote Baby and Child Care? Hugh said Dr. Ruth. Kirsten said Dr. Oz. Everybody else, Carol, Liz, and Joan, oh, hi, Joan, say Dr. Spock. Dr. Spock is correct. Dr. Spock.
Like from Star Trek?
Yes. No. No, that's Mr. Spock. That was an actor. Star Trek was not real.
Oh,
it was just a TV show with just actors. Leonard Nimoy played Mr. Spock. Dr. Spock. That's a real doctor, and that was his real name. Dr.
Really?
Spock. He wrote all sorts of books about childcare, and he was on TV all the time. He was famous for this topic.
I have no idea who that is.
All right. Well, because you're young.
Yeah.
Which city is the Metropolitan Opera? Everybody got it right. It's New York City. What is the capital of the state of Mississippi? Hugh said nothing.
Yeah.
Carol, Joan, they all, and Lizzie, yep, said Jackson. You were correct.
Waited too long, and the temptation of the chat was getting to me.
I saw you look down. Yep, I saw you.
I was looking, and I was like, I don't want to say it now.
Fremder,
I feel like it's cheating.
Yes. When Spock took a look in the toilet, he found Captain's log.
Yeah.
There you go. Andy. Oh, there, and that was when Andy joined. Okay. What? Dana says Myrtle Beach for opera? Really? Do they have a big opera scene down there in Myrtle Beach? I've never heard that. For which 90s movie did Sigourney Weaver shave her head and still look sexy as hell? Hugh said G.I. Jane. Wrong, hottie. That's Demi Moore.
That was okay. I was trying to think who it was. Because, like, right after I said it, I looked at the chat, and I was like, oh, that's obvious. And I remember her doing that. Like,
yep. And everybody else got it right. And, of course, Andy had to be specific by saying Alien 3, not just Alien.
Thank you, Carol. She says, we got your back, Hugh.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Carol's all right. Carol, I believe, you're coming back up soon, right? May? Make sure you're in here. Who said? Fremder said Alf.
Alf.
Okay, let's see. Let's see. Bear with me a second. Okay, there we go. 5. What is a Schroff an expert in? Measuring earthquakes, testing coins, testing mushrooms. Hugh said shrooms. Lizzie said shrooms. Kirsten said shrooms. Carol said coins. Fremder, testing coins and mushrooms during an earthquake. Lizzie said shrooms. Joan Asher says money. All right, so I guess that's the testing coins. Dana says mushrooms. All right. Well, so Andy and Carol and Joan got it correct. It is coins.
Coins.
Yep, testing coins. True or false? Bob Barker is an American Indian. Hugh said true. Andy said true. Carol said true. Lizzie, Kirsten all said true. Dana said true. Joan said true. Fremder, if Bob Barker is an American Indian, if Bob Barker is an American Indian, that his house must smell like shit because he wipes his ass with teepee.
Wow, that was a long way, man. It is true. He is 1/8 Sioux.
Oh, the Sioux.
Yep.
I did a report on them as a kid.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
And did you note in your report that Bob Barker is one of them?
No, I did not. I wish I would have known. Maybe I would have got a higher grade.
Why, I guess you didn't do a lot of research on that one?
No, I actually did way too much research. Like, I still remember my report to, like, this day. Like,
yeah.
How they were, like one of the fiercest warrior tribes. They had, like, I think they had the fun named chiefs, like, like Sitting Bull and Crazy
Right.
Horse. And, you know,
Right.
like, they were, like a warrior tribe.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah, the things we remember. 'Cause I remember I had to do a report once. I was in 9th grade, had to do a report. I forget what country it was. But the teacher wanted us to do, like, I don't know, I think it was like 5 pages.
Right.
And we had to go up in front of the class and speak for 5 minutes.
Oh, I hated that.
And I did my research and I did the report, but I forgot that we had to do the speaking part.
Yeah.
So the day comes and the teacher called on 2 other kids. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, what the hell am I going to do? What am I going to do? And we already handed in the papers, so it's not like I can sit there and read it.
Yeah.
So all I could remember was a few quick facts I mentioned in the very first paragraph, like in my intro.
Right.
So I go up there and I'm like, this is going to take 2 minutes. She's going to fail me. So I went up there. I did my 2 minutes, and then she asked me a question. I gave her some bullshit answer, but then all of a sudden some of the kids like started chiming in. And that, like, so after we ended up having like a group discussion, which went like 10 minutes. And she's like, all right, very good son. I was like,
perfect. Oh,
I couldn't have planned it any better.
Yeah, that's great.
Oh,
I always
yeah.
like to see that.
One of the best days of my life. Apple released the iPad in what year? Hugh says 2009 or 10. Andy says 2007. Dana says 11. Carol says 2001. Lizzie says 8. Fremder says Steve Jobs' wife uses an iPad during that time of the month. Oh, my goodness. Kirsten says 2008. Joan says 2012. All right, ladies and gentlemen, brace yourselves. Andy Plagano's got a question wrong.
Uh-oh.
It is not 2007. Guess who got this one right? That guy right there.
This guy.
2010, baby.
2010, because I remember I had one of the, like, I wasn't like the first one to get it, but like I had like the earliest version of the iPad, like around then. It was still like a hot item, and I got it as a gift from the girlfriend at the time.
In 1987, I remember being I don't know if I was the first, but one of the first to have a portable CD player. I remember being in school, walking down the hall, and like people were like crowding me. Let me see that. Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah, yeah.
And I remember, and that's how I heard the U2's The Joshua Tree for the first time. A friend of mine had it with him in school. I don't know why, since he didn't have a portable player, but he put it in and we listened to it. Like we actually like split the headphones.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I miss CD players, man.
I love the physical. I love reading the liner notes. I'm a geek, and I'm a big music guy, so I still buy CDs. And I know I still have a CD player in the car, but I know I'm aging myself. But I have over 6,000 CDs in my collection.
Wow.
I have a whole nice little library, nice little room.
Yeah, I think I started getting rid of all mine just because they were getting all like beat up and tossed around, getting moved around.
Yeah.
And, all the cases were damaged.
No, I love the CDs more than my kids. I take care of them. My kids are more damaged than my CDs.
Yeah.
Name the man that helped Stan Lee create Spider-Man. Carol says, no idea. Plagano says, Steve Ditko. Supercalifragilistic. Plagano said, I would have said Kirby if you said Ditko. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, from what I was looking up, I was looking for Ditko.
Yeah.
But I think you get credit for Kirby, too.
Yeah, I feel like it was like Stan Lee working with those two on pretty much any character in Marvel. I tend to like some of the Ditko characters more because he includes Doctor Strange. That was one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That last movie blew chunks, man.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
the solo movies for Doctor Strange weren't that great, but like
I like the first one.
yeah, the first one was pretty cool, but like as far as like they like stack up, I don't know. But like I feel like he was better in all of like the Avengers movies.
Yes.
Like the character just in general. But I know some people that liked the Scarlet Witch one. Some people like that vibe. But I was expecting more from it.
Oh, absolutely. I've been watching this TV show Kaleidoscope. Have you seen this thing? It's on
heard
Netflix.
of it, but I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah, I like it. It's the guy that played the main drug dealer in Breaking Bad, Gus, whatever.
Oh, Gus, yeah.
He's the main guy in this, and it's all around a high class heist that a.
Oh, you know what? I actually started watching it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I ended up.
And what's cool about it, I mean, that's the running theme. It's all about. I mean, there's some subplots, but it's mainly about this heist that they're going to rob this high tech safe with billions of dollars in it. But the weird thing about it is you can watch this season. There's 9 or 10 episodes to the first season, but you can watch them in any order, and it'll all still make sense.
Wow.
That I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that, and I was like, oh, let me give it a chance, and I started watching like the first episode or whatever, but it was like I wasn't gonna go like and back out and be like 1, 9, 6.
Right.
I was just like, all right, I'm gonna play it from episode 1 and just let it run.
Well, that's the thing. I guess with Netflix, if you're under your account, it keeps track of which one. Like it'll still play it in a certain order so that you're not repeating. But then when you go back, if you go back and watch it a second time, Netflix will actually change the order on you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really kind of
cool.
funky how they do this. Yeah,
I got to get back to that.
Yeah, it's not bad. All right, so yeah, Dicko. Who farts more, carnivores or vegetarians? Hugh said veggies. Carol says vegetarians. Dana says vegetarians. Everybody's saying vegetarian. Oh, Kirsten says carnivores. Carol says it's vegetarians because of all the fiber. Fremder, I'm a vegetarian because the cow I eat is grass-fed. Yeah, it is vegetarian. It is vegetarian.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's the cows with their methanes.
Yep, it's their fault.
Yep.
I'll tell you, I definitely, because when I was with Sally, I didn't go all vegetarian, but I came close because.
Is she vegetarian?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's the only reason we do anything is for the power of the pussy.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't say I farted more or less, but I was I've been a master farter my whole life, and I've been proud of it. I've been proud of it. But it changed though after I started eating a lot less meat. Like the smell was like twice as bad.
Really?
And I'm no longer with Sally, so of course I've gone back to eating a lot of burgers.
Yeah.
And it hasn't gone back. My farts are still smelling pretty bad.
Yeah. I did something similar with smoking. Around that time, the girl gave me the iPad in like 2009.
Yeah.
It was 2010, something like that. She wanted me to quit smoking, so I had to quit smoking for like 8 months. Then she broke up with me,
Bitch.
And I was like, I'm smoking a cigarette. Like,
Absolutely.
what the fuck am I doing this for? You have that like post pussy clarity.
The old PPC.
Yeah, it's just like you come back down to reality and you're like, what the fuck was I doing that?
And you're better off for it, but still, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to die earlier because I'm eating meat, but
yeah, exactly.
Take that, Sally.
Yeah, I'll go back to smoking cigarettes.
That's right. I showed you. I'm dying young. Take that. Let's see. Because of the legend that grew surrounding its alleged hugeness, the penis of what American gangster came to be housed at the Smithsonian Institute? I'm still shocked. Like they would house somebody's penis? I still can't believe that. So are we talking about Al Capone, John Dillinger, Babyface Nelson, or Clyde Barrow? Let's see.
Yeah, this one they had mixed answers.
Yep. Andy said Dillinger. Kirsten said Capone. Hugh, you said Capone.
Yeah.
Dana said Barrow.
See, I'm not too familiar with Barrow. I was
Yeah.
gonna say it was either Dillinger or Capone, but
Carol said Capone. Lizzie says Clydesdale. That wasn't one of the choices. Who? Wait a minute. Who's Clydesdale? Is she talking about a different question?
Clyde Barrow maybe.
Oh, Clydesdale Barrow. Sorry. Yeah, she's probably it. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot.
Because he's hung like a horse. Is that what you're getting at?
Oh, I wonder. There it is. We got you back, Hugh. Okay. Bob Barker, 1/8 Sue. Are you sure he's not Chinese? Oh, my goodness. Andrew got a question wrong. I think the world just stopped turning. Or the more... okay, what happened to the sex question? That is the sex question. Talking about how big somebody's penis is. That doesn't count? What about this? That's why I got up this morning. Wow. I used to date a chick that was vegetarian. The sex was great considering all the vegetables that was on her mouth. But Friender is so weird. So, the answer is actually Dillinger.
Dillinger.
It's
Yeah.
Dillinger. He had a huge penis.
Yeah, I don't know if I heard you say huge, and I was thinking like, oh, who would have the most interesting penis? So it would be the syphilis guy. That's why I said that. Yeah.
You're doing a lot of thinking.
I think a lot. Yep.
Does that not count as a sex question? Talking about how the
well, I
hugeness of a
think
penis?
she was asking like.
Like maybe I didn't get to the answer
we
yet.
didn't get to
Because
it,
we were
yeah.
yapping.
Yeah.
We do that every time. When
I know.
It happens. I've been doing that since I've been doing this Tuesday trivia thing. So there you go. I used to date it. Oh, I read that already. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
All right. All right. With that, it is pretty much time to go.
Yeah.
You going back to bed?
Yeah, possibly.
Nice.
Possibly.
Always appreciate you making that effort.
Oh,
when
definitely.
you're working so hard.
You know, it sucked too because I woke up at 10:30 and then I fell back asleep till like 11:15.
It's all right.
Yeah, I made it
all
though.
right. We're thrilled that you did.
Yeah.
So what do you got coming up?
Tomorrow I'll be performing in Brooklyn at a place called Essence.
That's nice. You just perform and then go straight to work?
No, I'm off tomorrow.
Oh, that sucks then. You
yeah.
got to go to Brooklyn on a day that you're off.
Just hanging out. But it was a friend that I used to know. This guy, I still know him, but David Ray Martinez. He's he has a couple different rooms. So I did his first two so far, and they've both like the first one I got heckled like crazy.
Oh wow!
It was just like a loud urban room. Because I'm not allowed to say those other words. And then the second one was like in Manhattan proper. And that was like a cool show. I had fun there. That was during the Black Eye era.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so I went there.
Black Eye era.
And then, this is his third room he books, I guess, in Brooklyn. So I'm going to be checking that out. And then on Sunday... I think I'm the guest host for Dork Court Live.
Oh, that's right. At Alibi.
Yeah.
Okay. That's right. I forgot about that. What time is that? Like 9 or something?
It was at 9. I don't know if they're doing it an hour early or something, but I got to talk to Miguel. How was he? He came in, right?
No. He was going to come in. I had to cancel the show last minute.
Okay.
I had a stump issue.
Yeah.
I get... There's a million types of different phantom pain. Mine, the only phantom pain I ever get, and it happens to me like once or twice a year, I get these sensations like the stump is being stabbed.
Oh, yeah.
And it goes on, like a minimum is usually like 4 hours, but it's usually around anywhere from 6 to 8.
Wow.
This one went on for 24.
Oh, that's brutal.
And in fact, I talked about it just before you came in. My voice still isn't fully back because I was at a point where I was screaming.
Wow.
Ah!
Yeah.
This went on for 24 hours, and it's just repeated, like
that's
being
brutal.
jabbed. So, and it's nothing but a form of phantom pain. And because it's really not a physical thing, it's really a mental thing.
Right.
There's nothing that can be done. I mean, I've gone to the hospital where they couldn't help me. The last time I ever went to the hospital for it, they even said to me, they're like, "Look, we've given you so much morphine, we're worried that we may have like gone over the legal limit."
Right.
They're like, "We can't give you any more." So they're like, "We're just going to send you home."
Yeah.
So so I just have to wait it out. And this one, it started Thursday afternoon after I did the show Thursday.
Right.
Started about an hour after, and it went
24 hours. So I had
Oh
to.
my God, yeah.
So I said to Miguel, come in next Friday. I'm really sorry because I've never even met him.
Yeah,
so I felt bad. Turns out he started a new job yesterday, so he's like, I can't.
Yeah,
you have to wait for a holiday or something. I'm like,
yeah,
fuck.
he was mentioning that he was up for a job, so I'm glad he got back to work.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm happy for the guy, but but for me, fuck him in his job.
Well,
he needs
we'll
to be in
get
here.
him in. I'll ask. Maybe he'll come in on Tuesday morning probably wouldn't be great, but I'll get him.
Yeah, well, again,
thinking
hopefully
about
when there's a holiday, or even if it's a, even if it's a Monday, anytime.
Yeah.
So I hope to make it up to him soon. Liz Batapete says we need a better sex question. I think Liz Batapete just needs better sex.
Yeah.
And then she says, have a great day. You have a great day too. And
well, if it helps, next Tuesday we'll talk more about
sex.
Marissa and I's sex life.
Nice. All right. I'm going to remember that. Tune in next Tuesday. See you next Tuesday as we talk about sex.
Yeah.
Liz says her sex is just fine. Very nice. Well, I look forward to the pictures, Liz.
Yeah.
Go see Hugh in Brooklyn tomorrow, or go see him on Sunday in Farmingdale. And keep it here tonight on the YouTube channel. We got Good Times, Bad Times with Joey Petroni at 7:30. We got Hershey and the Keegs at 9. And then, of course, we're off tomorrow, but tomorrow night, Circling the Drain on the YouTube channel at 7. And then you got Sally Annie and Okerson and Rada on the YouTube channel tomorrow night at 8:30 with Why Are You Like This? And then we're back here Thursday. So everybody enjoy yourselves. And, we'll see you Thursday. See you later.
All right, bye.
Rob Bartlett, ladies and gentlemen.
Rob Bartlett! Rich Voss is here. Rich Voss.
Mark DeMeo right here. How about it, Mark DeMeo?
Jim Grumpier.
Carrie Carabas.
Chris Roach, everybody.
Chris Roach. What up to Lisa Lampanelli? How about it?
Lisa.
Yay! Richie Benavides.
Don Jameson.
Oh, yeah. The only Vanessa Hollingshead. How about it? Woo!
Rick Overton.
Yes, Rick Overton. Hey. Mr. Joey Cola. How about that?
Joey Cola is. Oh boy. He already forgot. He already forgot us on. That's how old he is. He was. Hey, Joey.
Joey. Joey.
Well, I hear them, but I don't see them.
Joey.
We're inside the china cabinet.
Well, look to your left, to your right, or wherever. I don't know. It's back.
Hey, we're on your computer.
Hey.
Oh, there you are!